race here in a moment. I know it's been a while. I'm also racing with a controller rather than wheel just because with the kitten around, just in case the cat gets out. I know he's been hanging out by my pedals a lot, so I thought it was better to just, for safety's sake, play with the controller this week. Maybe we'll switch back to the wheel eventually, but not that big a deal. Just a reminder on our points here. So we have Mark Martin with up by 35 on Harry Gant, 66 on Earnhardt, and 91 on Tim Richmond. Davey Allison also within the race, 135 back, and then a big gap to Schrader. So top 5 all still in the points hunt. Next is race 20 of 29 at Bristol. So we've got we're 2/3 of the way in, basically. We still have the sponsor goal of beating Stanley Smith. Our other goals, just a reminder, I think they're pretty, not easy, but in range for us right now. So finish top 30. Average start at 30th, that one's easy because we've had a lot of good qualifying efforts. So that one's kind of with the average, and this late in the season, the average isn't going to change a lot, even if we have a bad queue. So that one's kind of a gimme, but the finish in top 30 is not always, and beating Stanley Smith, not always, though I do think he's an easier target than a lot of other drivers would be. But that all said, we're going to rock and roll in. So we're going to, so grip and wear are important, so I'm going to go with the middle range here. It's got a little bit of both. Not worried about really that engine power and efficiency too much. The body we don't need downforce drafting. We could use some body durability at Bristol though, but that's what it is. So I hope you guys. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna move my mic. Hold on. Let me mute it so it doesn't murder you guys' ears here. Okay, I should be a little bit. We'll go up a little bit. All right, I should be a little more audible than you. Why is that so quiet? My goodness, I know that's always quiet on my videos on YouTube, but this is like, I actually have that maxed. I have this maxed in this setting. Yet it's not super loud. Oh, I still have the game speeding up. Okay, let me get the mod tool set up for Bristol. The second Bristol of the season. Which is the Sharpie 500. Okay. So we're doing 90 laps. Alright. It's been a little while since I've streamed, obviously, so it's been a while since I've played because I only play on stream. So let's do the qualifying randomization. Okay, that should be good. I have to turn the emulator down versus ModMaster tool. Yeah, that should be better. Let's see what that sounds like. Oh god, hang on. Yeah. Okay. So again, being on controller instead of the wheel, I should be a little bit better, I think. Just because I'm way more used to this game with the controller, and the wheel's still not perfect. Even with the settings I'm using, it's still a little funky. So that should help a little bit. I think there's a couple tracks where the wheel's better, but I think 28th. Okay. Okay. Maybe rebound the queue a bit there. The first lap was slow. All right, let's let MRN talk.
It's nighttime
Enough for me.
at Bristol Motor Speedway, and we're ready to go racing under the lights. It's the Sharpie 500, brought to you by EA Sports. This place has been referred to as the world's fastest half-mile oval. Add 43 cars to that, and you've got a recipe for some exciting racing.
I think the old phrase "Rubbin's Racing" explains exactly what we're going to see in this one. Tight, fast racing with a lot of bumping and banging for position. Just what these NASCAR fans love to see.
The 7 car really needs a good finish in this race. He's got a long way to go on the points list.
Yeah, those guys have been working so hard this year. It's a shame it really doesn't show in the points. Just seems they can't keep that car out of trouble on race day. And maybe their luck will change today.
Oh, they were going to talk about Venturini, but they don't have his name on record. So Tim Richmond and Mark Martin are the front row. Let me get my stats going.
Okay, driver.
All right.
Good luck today.
Here we go. All right, and I got my pylon up on my other screen, so we're good to go.
Call. Now at the lead.
So, oops. Oh, we're starting way ahead of Stanley Smith, so really it's just a matter of holding track position, holding serve here. I actually thought we ran Bristol last stream, but all of my... Let me just double check. Oh, you know what? Oh no, that's an older save. Yeah. Okay. Because all my save states... Wait, hold on. Did we run Bristol? No, we did run Bristol. That's right. Hang on. Then we're not doing Bristol now. This was after Bristol. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Where are we at? Yeah, okay. Darlington was next. Jesus. Oh, it wouldn't be a stream for me if I wasn't confused. Oh yeah, that's right, because the points got like crazy close to the top 5. So, all right, ignore everything I said earlier in the stream. Harry Gant is our points leader. Earnhardt second by 21. Mark Martin third by 24. Tim Richmond 61 back. Davey Allison 85 back. So points are super close. Don't think there was anything new. Oh, our shop edition got completed. I don't know that we can... Repairing... Okay. I don't know if we were... Yeah, no, we're not looking to do that. That one's also expensive. This one's less, but I'm not going to spend all my money. Especially for engine efficiency. And I was going to try to... ignore the drafting ones and only do the downforce upgrades. So... because the draft is already like pretty fast the way it is. So okay, my mistake on that. Let me re-roll the paint schemes here and apply. All right, apologies. I thought when I selected the parts, I was like, these numbers seem familiar. I seem to remember that. All right, so we're at Darlington. So grip and wear both important. Not super worried about efficiency. We'll take the 56.0 there, and I mean we need downforce. We don't need drafting, but we have a repair that's going to be done after Darlington, so we'll use our better equipment here. All right, now again, apologies. I checked through my save states on the dates, but I apparently didn't save on save state 10. I usually just go through till I'm on like the newest one. And I didn't realize that the newest one was above that because they were a little bit out of order there. Okay, now let me select Darlington for both of these things. And then connect and
Get ready. Here comes the time
qualifying. Okay. I pulled a Mikey Waltrip. We were at the wrong track, essentially, is what happened. Whew, that was quite the slice into the corner there. I definitely think controller's easier than wheel on this game. I think if the wheel was configured perfectly, it'd probably be easier, but it also adds in the fact that like how long I've played this game on and off from my childhood up to now with a controller. That's the other reason I think I'm slightly better with a controller. All right, a little bit tougher, a little bit worse qualifying than Bristol was. Let's let MRN do it again.
MRN is here at the Great Southern Tradition.
Cool if I could
the
see.
annual Southern 500 here at the Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina. Well, I've heard it all week. The track too tough to tame. What's that all about, Barney?
Well, this
What's
is
that
an
about?
egg-shaped track with different links and different bankings in the east and west turns. That makes it very tough for the drivers. But the question is, why is it egg-shaped? Well, when it was built, the landowner decided he didn't want his mill farm disturbed, so they simply pinched in the corners of what is now turns 3 and 4 to give it the distinctive egg shape that it's now famous for.
How about the consistency shown by Sterling Marlin?
If you finish top 10 every week, then the championship becomes an attainable goal. This team wants to get the big money at the end of the year, so they're going to be working even harder to keep up this string of top finishes.
The 7 car is having some trouble in the points this year.
Well, there's always going to be someone who has to fill in the bottom of the points list. Of course, none of these guys want to ever see their name there. Sometimes it's just not your season to shine.
We're in season 2 here. We're gonna. Is that Bobby Hillin? So front row this time is Kawicki and or the other way around, Richmond and Kawicki. Let me calculate.
Get ready.
Whoops,
Here comes the time lapse.
that was the wrong button. Well, I don't know what the hell that's gonna
Radio
do.
check. Check that.
I just
Sounds okay.
I just accidentally requalified the field at this point. I don't know what that's gonna do to the stats for this.
Valid to me.
Might show a different record of pole sitter or something after the rate, like, you know, in the stats afterwards. I don't know how that works. If you change the qualifying order after qualifying, especially with the player too. Like, I don't know, that might even mess up my qualifying. Who knows? All right, so again, we're ahead of Stanley Smith. My dad qualified up by the top 10 there. It looks like he's gonna hit me. I forgot lap 1 out of turn 4 usually has a checkup at this track. He's mad at me enough to door me, so we have to expect that when we try to pass Ted here, if we can even pass Ted. Oh, another, not really a checkup. Saw sparks, I thought they were going to check up again. Getting into turn 1 wrong here, but I'll get back in a groove. Got Moroso there in front of us coming back after they checked up out of 2 a little bit. There's quite a bundle of cars here. I pushed out of 4. Got the gas too early in the center. Wilson making a move. Oh man, it did not turn into one. I was worried about Rick Wilson getting underneath of me, and I turned in weird. Gave up the spot. Snickers passed by Crunchers. Already a yellow. Oh, I reckon. All right, I'm not gonna. Oh God, it was Earnhardt. I don't want to take super advantage of the checkup there, so we're going to try to stay about where we were. Well, let's see how Earnhardt flipped over at Darlington and is still in, like, just outside the top 10. Just plowed on him, and then that was Marlin that hit him. Is Marlin out? Marlin looked like he parked it. Man, and MR... Oh, yeah, he did. Marlin's out. And MRN was just saying about Sterling's top 10s. There goes that. Ooh, points are stupidly close with the current running order. Like even more than they were. All right, typical. I would say Thunder 04, but really typical EA fashion. They had me in the wrong gear in the restart. Actually, Dirt to Daytona is bad for that too. So I can't even just fault EA for that. There's quite a few. It's kind of weird that very different companies both had that same issue of like having you in the wrong gear on restarts sometimes. So I don't know. It's just a thing that they have. Good. And it's not the gear that you're in when you take the yellow either. At least not in this game. because I was in 4th gear and it restarted me in 3rd, but I don't know. I think it's something that only happens when you have manual transmission, though. I think automatic, it just realizes you're in, like, you know, it's shifting for you, so it checks the RPM range. But for some reason, I guess the check for the RPM range before the restart for manual doesn't... Is it just debris? Yeah, there's debris from Earnhardt. I just saw it. I didn't think he was damaged. I mean, he took a hard hit, but... Oh, yeah, because the replay damage doesn't show right. So his right front fender fell off, it looked like. That was the only thing that was curled up bad there. This is lap 10 out of 90. It's still too early to pit. We didn't really have a ton of... They had me in the right gear that time. We didn't have a ton of green flag laps either to really wear out the tires. Wait, this is 66 laps? I thought it was 90. Oh no, that was Bristol that was 90. Okay. Well, we might have some extra random events happen on this one, because I just fixed the lap counter, which might trigger some stuff. Well, deal with it. Deal with it. Only Dale Earnhardt can be 2 yellows at Darlington and still running up in the front. Wait, I mean, yeah, he's still top 10 after all that. Hamilton going to the outside of turn 2, down into 3. Darlington. If you remember Days of Thunder when they said nobody goes the outside in turn 4, turn 4 at that time is what turn 2 is now. So really the track's backwards, I think, at this point versus what it was in '91. I don't know what year they switched it. I'm really not sure offhand. I don't remember it happening when I was a kid, but you know, I was a kid then, so I was just very little at that time. I plowed out of 4, but man, that wall grip, that EA wall collision just slows you way the heck down. Normally the way I hit, you'd have bounced off of it or been stuck against it a little bit, but I pancaked it, but it bounced the back end out and hooked the front end in, which just slowed it down a lot. And I thought it'd be better with the controller than the wheel. Ha. Nope. Turns out not. There you go. That was a really good 1 and 2, though. Now they got room to run. And right now we're meeting all sponsor goals. So if we end up exactly where we are, I'm happy with that. My head's itchy. Head's itchy. Oh, I hit the wall. I almost scraped the wall after scratching my head. I almost said I almost scratched the wall from scraping my head, but that's not the way I meant to say it. The disadvantage of a controller. You tend to notice that you get itchy way more often than you realize, and you can't really do as much about it with a controller without having to line things up and then get a couple seconds. With a wheel, you can just, you know, use one hand. Also, glasses falling off of face or down face bothering me. That's something I think is funny with my real racing too. Under caution, I will put the visor up, at least partially, to push my glasses back up on my face more. When I'm racing, it doesn't bother me at all. And I can see well enough that if I absolutely had to, I could race without them. It just wouldn't be as good. But it definitely is funny to me though, because under yellow, like we'll be coming to a restart, and you know, like we restart in the middle of 3 and 4, we'll be coming out of turn 2, and I'll fix my glasses right then, just to make sure I got time to get everything situated. But it's become like a weird little habit. I once actually, I once took a hit. Knock on wood, I haven't, or knock on Hamilton's back bumper. I haven't really had any super hard hits in my career, but oof, I almost ran back up in there. But I did have one where my glasses like flew off, my visor flew up and my glasses fell like basically into my lap from the hit, which was kind of, it wasn't like, it was a good hit, it was a hard hit, but it wasn't like crazy hard, it wasn't too bad. Who's in the 66 this year? Lake Speed. Looks like, okay, I was gonna say it looks like Lakesville. I was gonna say Dick Turkle, but that was last year. But Lake Speed's holding up the top lane, it looked like there in this pack. Top 25. There's a huge gap to the next pack. We're way back here. There's also a small pack right in front of the leaders, too. I was going to say, I didn't think I was faster than Petty. I thought it was just because Lake was holding that group up, but I think I'm faster than Petty, but I think Waltrip behind me is faster, Mikey. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he's, oops, I think he's a little bit faster. I think me and Richard are similar pace right now. But with the most recent update to the mod tools, some of the stat variance is that there will be comers and goers. So somebody's pace right now can change at random times during the race, and slightly, not usually majorly, unless they randomly got really good, you know, like towards the good side variance one time, followed by towards the bad side variance the next time. Then you'll see a big change, but who knows? I think it's a fun feature, though. It keeps the pack battling. It keeps people from, you know, it keeps you never giving up too, like, or keeps you from giving up, because you can tell, like, when you have a better idea of, like, when, not better idea. You have more of a chance if you stay after it and you stay consistent of the guy in front of you maybe falling off than you would in the base game. Because in the base game, you pretty much, once you settle in somewhere, you kind of know about what your pace is. And that, I mean, that's still true to some extent. You know about what position you should be, give or take a few spots. But the give or take a few spots is, you know, more of a possibility with the variance. So I like having that tool. There's people pitting now. Well, beginning of the pit window. I'm going to actually pit a little bit, since we had 2 yellows early, I'm going to pit a little bit past the halfway mark rather than right at the halfway mark like I normally do. Normally would just do an even split and not think about it. And again, if they're telling me low fuel already, I might not have much of a choice. Well, that means we're tight on the fuel range in general, because we had, like I said, we had the yellows, so I don't know. Just have to keep an eye on the fuel. Granted, I think the low fuel warning is like a quarter tank or almost a quarter tank in this, so it's still plenty, I guess. Oh yeah, Musgrave's mad at me. Actually, I made a clean pass on him at some point, so he might not be 60 rival anymore. He might be 58. Oh, yellow during pit cycle. I said turn 3. I see smoke out of 4. Somebody's blown up or That's Dale Jarrett in 21. Oh, right front issue. But that killed he killed his motor. He hit the wall hard enough. I know the damage doesn't show on the replay because that often doesn't happen, but it's pretty interesting. Got clipped by Dorsey Schrader a little bit. Schroeder. I never know which way to say his name. All right, definitely pitting because we're at that point of the run. Well, that really is going to mess up the running order. We're 18th currently. Stanley Smith is lead lap still, so that there's still, I don't know why I skipped there. There's still a chance of that sponsor goal not happening. Guessing all the cars on track are the ones that pit already. Although Jarrett's out there. Jarrett just smacked the wall. Oh, actually, that could have been after his pit stop. Maybe they missed some lugs. Also, apologies for not streaming in a while. I just kind of been busy with stuff, and I haven't had much time to mess with the Thunder things in general. Although I don't plan on doing too much more than just paints for the like near to mid future. Alright, so Tim Richmond's still winning this race right now. We're leading it. Got me in the wrong gear again. I did not realize it. Actually, no. That pit order lied because Mark Martin's leading. Now the question is, did Mark make his stop already or not? Oh man, and he's got a gap. There's, with the lap cars, there's kind of quite a buffer. Actually, Mark shouldn't have been up in the front of the group if he wasn't, or if he was lead lap. And everybody's bottlenecking big time. We are 11th right now. We do not deserve it. I don't expect to stay here long term, but they keep checking up pretty big here. Oh. That's close. I got tight out of 4 and Rusty was out there. Yeah, these lap cars are bottlenecking us. Or I say us, bottlenecking them. We're doing fine. I'm not going 3. I'm not going 3 at Darlington. I know I'm not going to keep these spots. I know. I think my voice message thing just said that we're now in the lead instead of top 10 on the mod tool, so that's a mistake. I might even just have the wrong audio file in there. Who knows? But I'm not going to force the 3 wide when I know I'm not faster than them. If I was faster than them, maybe. Really made it. You're going to block me with your 40 rivalry. I'll go apron in turn 1. Belmont's also running the bottom. Or wait, no, not Belmont. Hillenberg. Had the wrong Andy. I got Earnhardt on my tail, and he's already flipped today, almost. I don't need to rattle that cage. Yeah, I know he's faster, so just leaving the lane. No right front fender. Actually, they might have fixed it now. I don't know. The game's weird about when it does or doesn't fix AI cars. And that's, you know what, honestly, if there's one thing left I wish I could fix, that I don't think will be pinpointable for me anytime this century is making the AI pit for damage and actually repairing the car when they have like enough damage that they will cause a debris caution at some point. Because that'd be great to not have the debris yellows from people just driving around with all the parts flopping off. Because anytime you get like a cool realistic wreck, you end up like, it's awesome, it's great, cool, they crashed the right way, and you know, whatever, it looks fun, looks good enough, and then you're gonna get like 1 or 2 debris yellows after that, and it's just annoying because you don't get to race anymore. So it's like you have a really cool moment followed by usually not so great moments. Weird ninth with a gap right now. They got stuck back there. I guess maybe Hillenberg and Mader got side by side or something. This is crazy. I mean, again, I know some people are lapped that are, you know, that pit earlier or whatever. They're faster than us, or maybe even end of lead lap now. I don't know, but we got so much help from the lap traffic holding up the leaders there, the front group. Definitely do not deserve to be running where we are. Hey, we could sneak our way into the top 10 at Darlington. I'm fine with it. This is what it is. Is that Dallenbach in front of us? I think it's, yeah. It's like Dallenbach. Blue number 90 car. Not officially a Roush car, but he ends up kind of... Actually, no, I forget what team that's under, but it's not technically a Roush car, but when they ran the road course, it said Roush Racing was all over the car, so I think that was like almost a satellite deal before he, you know, before Roush or whatever. I could be wrong. I don't remember exactly. But I feel like it was a different team. Because at the time, Dallenbach was driving for Roush Racing's road course team, their Trans Am team, I believe. And he's really good too. Oh, here comes some spot. There goes our top 10. Man, they were flying. Elliott and Rusty. My mirror was clear like 2 laps ago. Oh, I missed turn 1. That didn't help me any. Oh, no, he still stayed back there.
Got one hot. Still beside you.
Sneak by Wally here. Nope, I nudged it. I was looking up at the track map. I was not looking where I was going.
Still there.
I also didn't think I'd take that long and clear.
Okay, we're clear.
Alright, Billy, you want to go outside down the back stretch? You can have it. I know you guys are going to get me at some point because we're not right at the end here yet. Rusty. No, we were ahead of the points leader going into this race. Harry Gann, he's right behind us now. Whoa! Oh, I would say I just got my Darlington strike, but that's our second one. I got 1 out of 4 earlier. wonder how far we're gonna fall here. Now that those guys are starting to break out of that group. I mean, we've got. When I say starting to break out, it looks like everybody's spread out like they did all break out, but there's just random gaps. Just depends on the pace difference, I suppose. Beautiful mellow yellow car. Of course, you guys have a. Well, I mean, I have the pylon. I can look at it, but I can't look at it as closely as you guys can. But you guys can see who's coming up and whether how quick they're gaining or not gaining versus me a little easier than I can. But I like that though. I like having less information. I mean, I say with the full overlay on in the game, but I like having less information and having a more realistic experience to it. I kind of wish that iRacing had a setting for that, but I realized they'd have to then like disable all plugins, like a server setting. No, I'm not talking like local settings. Obviously, you could shut stuff off, but you wouldn't give yourself a disadvantage just, you know, if other people have that same information. But I kind of feel like there should be, if you have a racing sim, I feel like that should be an option. Is like limit the information to what the driver would get, but you'd also have to make a good in-game crew chief that gives you information or that you can request information from. I mean, I know there is a, I forget what it's called, and it's mostly for road course racing, but there's a tool for iRacing that somebody made that's like a really advanced crew chief sort of thing, and you can kind of configure like the sort of info you like and how to make adjustments. There is a big pack up here bundled up behind some lappers. I forget what it's called. I used it last year for the first time and last time during the 24-hour race with my buddies, but I don't know. I feel like that sort of setup in a sim would be really cool to then just strip away the information from the driver. Granted, I mean, it depends on the series. Like NASCAR Cup right now, they got those touch screens. They can configure what information they want showing, so the driver can get kind of pretty much whatever info he wants. Well, he or she, I should say. Yeah, like I kind of, I don't know. I kind of wish that certain cars in series had like the old school feel of just limiting that info. Dang it. Holy crap! This is the leader behind us. We're gonna get lapped. We're now 16th. We're catching this pack that's all bundled up behind. It looks like they're all stuck behind Mater. We're gonna get some. You know, we're gonna get these spots back. A lot of them. Why is everybody up high? Get down low. You guys have no problem switching lanes to pass the player, but I don't know. I feel like whatever AI aggression they gave when they're behind the player, they need to do that when it's behind an AI. I swear it's not the same. Because when they're behind you, I swear they try to make a move, like, almost all the time. They don't really stay in line. Now, you can block them and they'll slow up. You could still play that role. But I feel like when they're racing the other AI, they don't even try to make the move nearly as much. Oh, big check. I had to jab the brake there to not run Petty over. Oh god, I got him. I hit him anyway. Fine, you're gonna stay on the top, you can stay on the top. The wake speed's going down low now. Top lane's bogged, bottom lane's bogged. Jesus. This is a mess. We're the leader. What are we stopping that hard for? Somebody go low up there. I mean, Davey just did, but... Oh, Morgan didn't even get mad for that contact. I'm surprised. And then there's another group way up, a small group way up there behind Hillenberg. Oh, Davey broke free. Bill Elliott and Kyle Petty are going to follow suit here, looks like. Maybe. Mark Martin's with us. Yep. There we go. We're going to lap our sponsor goal, Stanley Smith. I think the sponsor's going to need to set a higher bar here. Oh. Actually, that's one thing with the mod pack that I don't quite have mapped perfectly, but the sponsor goals, when it's a random driver, they should somewhat match how good or bad the driver is for the most part, but there's some odd driver slots that are lower in the roster than you would want them because of how I had to set this all up previously and everything. So the option might be a little funky, like the goals might be a little funky at times. Smack the wall. Hope we're gonna get a top 15 out of it. Thanks to some slow lappers that were bottlenecking some not so great AI. Look out, Jimmy Spencer, Doran Petty out of 4. Martin wins, Kawicki second, Richmond, Rudd, Earnhardt.
There weren't very many lead changes.
Well, to be honest, Joe, I'm a little surprised that we didn't have more leaders. Just goes to show that with the right setup and the right strategy, you really can dominate a NASCAR Winston Cup race.
The 7 car didn't do anything to improve his standing with the other drivers out there.
Should be interesting next time they get next to each other on the racetrack. At this point, nobody wants to back down, and we could see some sparks fly.
From all of us here at EA Sports and MRN, thanks for joining us today. Next up is Richmond.
Next up is Richmond. Alright, well, we made Musgrave a little mad, but otherwise we're pretty clear. He's not rival status, so it's good. We're even getting prestige bonuses. Well, we got a top 15, so I think that's more what that's from. So, wow, they both led half the race. Tim Richmond led the first half, Martin led the second half, basically. That's pretty funny. So Martin wins from 8th starting spot, Kawicki 2nd, Tim Richmond 3rd, Ricky Rudd 4th. We saw the top 5 already. Ernie Irvin with a 6th, Darrell Waltrip with a 7th. Harry Gant got into the top 10. I think he lost the points lead, though, I'm pretty sure. Because it was a really tight gap. Let's see. So we ended up 14th. Mikey in the top 20. My dad got 19th. Anybody super notable that was stuck back here? Rick Mast pretty far back. Neil Bonnet way back. Although he started 29th, but he must have really got caught by the caution there. And Marlon DNF'd from the Earnhardt crash. We didn't have any engine expirations though. Alright, let's check our stuff here. So sponsors are all happy. Body and chassis repairs are complete. Yeah, we'll check none of these. There's one race left on the associate. So that one's going to expire here. And repairs. So it's 53.51. 4-point gain in wear. It's also a 4-point gain in wear. That's a 5-point gain in wear, and it's a gain in durability. I think that's the only one that's low durability. So if we're going to overhaul, it's going to be this one. races do we want to do is the question. So this one's low durability here. These two are higher, but they're already worn down a bit. So we'll go 4. Engine's good. These ones have been lasting pretty good. I also don't need to overhaul. That's pretty cheap. We'll just do, because it's just a repair, so it's cheaper. So we'll just do 4 races there as well. So I don't think we're good to, whoops, I don't, that would put us at 172K. I'm not super worried about efficiency though. I still feel like downforce should be the next thing we get, and then I guess grip would be next. Whoops. Oh, this one also requires, oh, this requires templates, which is a body thing. That's interesting. I didn't realize they crossed over. I've never done these like as out of order as I'm wanting to do them now. But yeah, we're not gonna do templates yet because we don't have enough to do it in 6. I'm not gonna make that time way longer. Let's see how the standings shook out for the next race. So Martin took the points lead after winning over Harry Gant. Earnhardt is 3rd, Richmond, and then Davey Allison is a chunk back there. Let me reroll paint schemes. Let me double check. Yeah. Okay. Where did it go? Randomize, apply, and then back to the live controls. Okay, I have the right race selected. Let's do a save state. Do 2 just for safety in case I accidentally overwrite or something. Because sometimes I've hit the wrong button and loaded when I should have saved or vice versa. So we're going to Richmond. Grip and wear are very important. Power not so much. It's a little important because acceleration, we'll go with the mid, I guess. Drafting not important. Downforce is always important. Except for super speedways, ironically. So, well, maybe in this game. I have no idea how much it matters, if it matters. Okay, whoops, I need to turn the pylon off so it doesn't flicker like mad. Okay. Let's...
Get ready. Here comes
Alright,
the time
apply
lapse.
qualifying. Jeez. Why is it easier to be smooth with a controller than a wheel in this game? I'm just so used to it, and the wheel setup's not ideal. But I felt smooth as butter on that Q lap. I mean, you're not up to speed when you start, so maybe that helped, but... A little early on the throttle there, had to hesitate a bit. I feel like if anything, I actually just was going too slow, and that's why it felt smooth. Yeah, 32nd, not great. Not bad, though, either. Considering our current sponsor goals. Ooh, my dad got a top 5 qualifying effort.
MRN welcomes you to Richmond, Virginia for tonight's race, the Chevy Rock and Roll 400. What's in store for us on this track, Barney?
Well, Richmond is a short track with a wide surface. They can go a lot faster than it appears on this speedway. Look for a lot of passing and a ton of close calls.
Ricky Rudd is disappointed with his finish last week after coming off a win the week prior.
You know, I say it over and over, this NASCAR Winston Cup Series is all about consistency. Doesn't do you much good to get a win and then follow it up with a poor finish. I got a feeling he'll get back on track real soon, though.
The 7 car has really turned up the intensity recently. I'm not sure the other drivers appreciate it.
If they don't want this to become a problem on the track and with NASCAR, these guys need to use their heads a bit out there. You can rub fenders now and again, but it shouldn't be a weekly occurrence.
You know, the one thing I don't understand... Let me apply the stats. Oops.
Okay, driver. Good luck today.
One thing I don't understand for this game, the MRN stuff with the mod tool is when they don't have the name like as something they can say, it doesn't say anything at all. When the game will for fantasy drivers in the vanilla game, it just says the car number. Now maybe they only have those numbers recorded. Although they say 7 car for me in the MRN things. I know it's not 07, but it's a number they shouldn't have recorded, so for fantasy drivers. So I don't know. They should, well, because they can replace people. So yeah, they should have all the numbers recorded. They should have all that stuff recorded. So I think maybe whatever I set the sponsor to for the audio file that it should look for. Jeez, Kyle's sitting in the bottom there. Well, he qualified bad versus where he runs. Same with Marlon. But maybe it's that maybe I need to look at what sponsor ID I'm setting in the game when it's not a sponsor that has an audio file. Maybe I need to double check that versus whatever they said for fantasy drivers, because it should at least say, like, you know, the 23 car or blah 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 blah.
At Nico Darius. Sid, hi AJ.
What's up, Nico? Welcome in, dude. Good to see you.
At Nico Darius. Sid, we have a spammer in the Discord server.
Oh, great. Okay, let me take care of that. I'll do that real quick. Thanks for the heads up. Apologies to the stream or anyone watching this back. Just skip ahead a bit. Is there even a message? How do I even do this on the thing? No report. I forget how to do this on the PC. No, not just delete. Let me do it on the phone. So I pretty much remember how to do it there. Oh, spam accounts. Gotta love it. There's the ban option. And delete any messages in the previous 6 hours. Okay, clear, except the notifications aren't, but whatever. Alright, thanks for the heads up on that, Neko. I'm usually pretty good about checking that stuff, but...
Sid, sorry to bother you.
Nah, you're good, dude. I know nobody else is admin on there. Well, nobody that's active on it is admin. I have other people that are admin, but that was when the server wasn't for this. Oh, that's our sponsor goal just passed us. Wait, why are we 38th right now? Why am I so slow? I didn't realize how bad we were fading already. We just top 15 at Darlington, granted because of a good timed yellow, but we were about 25th before the yellows. Before the pit cycle. I think we were 18th when the yellow came out during the cycle, but yeah, no, we're way slower than I thought we'd be. I'm not shifting either. I know normally I shift here, but I kind of like not trying to do that stuff, but I don't know how much it matters or not here. I feel like it's less important here than New Hampshire. Some digging to do. We got a long way to go. Whoa. Oh boy. I did not mean to send it that hard. weird. I like hugged the banking change there, the apron practically, and it seemed to turn really well. I mean, the lap wasn't super great, but it was weird. I'm focusing and I'm battling nobody. Oh yeah. I mean, Dave is catching us here, Marcus, and I'm catching Dick Trickle at the same time. Lapped already, aren't we? Yeah. Leaders are coming. It is a short track, and we are way slower than I thought we'd be. I mean, I am slow, like slightly gaining on Derek Cope up there, and we obviously caught Dick Trickle here. And I'm able to see two more drivers that I wasn't before, so we're might be closer to 30th place. I practically drove him in the wall there. I mean, he hit the wall, but I thought I left enough room, barely. Yeah, we're actually closer to 30th place pace than I was thinking, but it's gonna take a while to get there apparently. I got off to a really slow start. That's assuming as we go on the long run here that I can maintain that. I'm granted, in fairness, I didn't really have super great tires, tire grip and wear options in our car selection, so we probably are a little under, like our average car rating's okay, thanks to downforce and other things, but probably a little under the tire grip and wear side of things than we should be. Doing my best to be a good lapper and not be in the road, but also not necessarily just always give up the bottom, although I did there. Quite a tight pack up front. Davey looked like he got loose out of 4 there. That was weird in my mirror. Weird little wiggle. Oh, now I'm in the road. Oh, now I'm definitely in the road. Alright, both of us. Here comes Marcus for position. I like how you said clear and you didn't say car low till he actually cleared me then. He said clear because I cleared on entry, but then he never said car low till he was already past me. Like, I knew he was there, but it's just funny, the in-game spotter sometimes. Oh god, and he parked it into 1. We're in the awkward spot where you're like getting lapped by people, and their pace slowly gets closer to yours as you get lapped. And you're also trying to battle people for position ahead of you. Just that weird mix. Trying to run good lines, but also be side by side a lot. Okay, maybe we're not 30th place pace. I think when we were also... Oh, I thought that was Tim Richmond. That was Mark Stahl that blew up. From far away, I don't know why I thought it was Tim Richmond. Oh, I thought it was Tim Richmond, but I was gonna say points, friggin' implications there because he's up there in points. Sorry, Hut. I pinched him a bit too much there. He's having a good race, isn't he? Yeah, 14th. That's pretty good for Hut Strickland. Back in 91. I definitely have a toy car of that paint, by the way, from my childhood. Like a metal one. That's some. There's a gauge for how old are you, like in toy NASCAR toy years. Do you have metal race cars? Because that's an early 90s, late 80s time frame is the metal cars. They weren't quite shaped right a lot of the time, and they often just had bare minimum decals on them, but we didn't care as kids. It was like, we're just happy to have what you had. And then as the years went on, you get to the mid-90s and it's like, man, they're getting all the decals on them and it's crazy. And then you hit the late 90s and you get these 1/112th scale from 97 to I think 2000. Did they do 2001? No, I think just to 2000. They had those really, really tiny ones. I freaking love those things, man. And they were, you know what, those ones were metal too, now that I think about it. Metal bodies, plastic windows, metal, I think plastic bottom, underside. Yeah, but that was a metal body car. Those were so cool, and they had so much freaking detail to them. It was insane. I don't know if any of you guys watching either on the video or live or whatever had those or remember those, like, give a shout, because those were the best, those little tiny cars. I just realized the car number on the passenger side of this 05 is very low on the door, and that's not what I meant to do with it. The left side is where it should be, the right side it's low. I don't know how I messed that up, but I did on the paint apparently. Sorry, Marlon, I didn't mean to trap you in. But I just did.
You're clear.
And we're 36th and we just lapped 2 people. There is some crazy fall off in the AI speed at the back part of the field. And with the mod tool settings I'm on, the ones I recommend in my video where I covered them, the 1.57 update, I think. Or was it the 1.6 update? Now I don't remember. I think it was the 1.57 update, was this part of the tool. Yeah. But I'm more or less on the settings that I recommended in that video. I do think I have them a little quick for Richmond, so as per my 91 rules, I am going to adjust them during pit stops. That was like 90 I was trying to get the settings correct, but 90 we didn't have half the tools that I've created, especially on the live side. So we kind of had to start over on the whole, like, chasing. Why does that keep saying I'm in the lead? That's the wrong message, game. Or mod tool. What was I saying? I don't even know anymore. Oh yeah, I kind of have to find the settings for each track all over again for this season. And then as we get in future, when we get to schedules where we add new tracks that we don't have right now, like Chicagoland or Kansas, and you know, all those. Are you really braking that hard? Apparently you are. As we get to, wow, we barely are making halfway here. I mean, we're lapped a few times, so we could have pit there, but yeah. But yeah, as we get to the tracks that we've not run before in previous seasons, I'm also going to have to adjust some settings, probably. Alright, 70, we're good. Okay, let me adjust Richmond's. I have it on 82, we'll go to 77. Just drop it 5.
Okay, driver. Good luck today.
Okay. reapply the stats just to be safe, make sure it works. We actually lost a lot of ground, I can tell you, because I ran in the back of Hillenberg in turn 3 the lap before we pit, and Hillenberg is the white car ahead of us going into 3 now. So we lost over a straightaway of ground versus a car that's been running in the back. Team Richmond behind us here, I'll let him go. Trying especially not to hold up the points guys if possible. Oh, you know what? That wasn't the mod tool telling me I'm in the lead. That was telling me a different car was in the lead. I just only heard the in the lead part. But it was... Yeah. So Ricky Rudd's in the lead now. Just took it off of Martin. We got Dick Trickle back. He has new tires, though. Ooh, and we're only slightly ahead of him. That one's for position. You know, I'm surprised how little changing the FOV of the in-car view has affected me playing this game. Granted, I think part of it's because I am on a wider monitor than I think I played it for most of my childhood. I played on a square monitor most of the time. But they have that widescreen setting's part of this game, so I don't know. But I feel like this FOV is more what it's supposed to be for where they have the driver's head, so I guess it just seems natural enough to me. It's close. I didn't change it a ton either, but I definitely haven't changed versus the base game. I think the most telling thing, if I shut off the textures, the mark on the center of the steering wheel, you can actually see it on the bottom of the wheel when you turn all the way. It's not dead center on the bottom of the wheel, it's like off to the side, but that's one of the reasons that I'm not running that line in the center of the wheel anymore with the custom textures, because it's visible on the bottom and it just looks weird. But with the default FOV, it's not, it's just out of shot, it's just not visible. So, we are... Ooh. The next car for position is Stanley Smith. I don't even see him. Or wait, yeah I do. I wonder if we'll be able to catch him or not. He passed us early in the race. But we did adjust the difficulty slightly, so I guess that's my goal here. Because we're not going to get top 30, so our primary sponsor goal is not going to be met without some weirdly timed yellow and fresh tires or something. I say weirdly timed yellow because we're about to get lapped again here soon, so we would need it to happen before then, but also far enough in the run that the tire wear matters. I mean, I guess we're far enough in that it would make a difference. I summoned it. Oh god. Oh god. And that's the leader right behind me. Ah! Called it. I'm going to force the field to pit. I've not done this yet. I'm going to do a save state just for safety's sake.
Okay, let's see it. Next
We'll see if that works or not, forcing the AI to pit. That was a weird slidey spin. Ooh, he hit Stanley Smith a little bit there. He got lapped. So let's see if the AI pits. I click the force AI pit button. It should drop their fuel really low and they should pit. I just want it to be fair that if I pit, they pit, sort of thing. If it doesn't work, I'm going to have to load the state, though. The save state, and just not click it. I don't see them pitting. Because otherwise they're going to be low on fuel. So, yeah, okay, we're going to have to load the state. Because if they didn't pit with low fuel, then they're going to end up having to pit under green, which is worse than them just not pitting under yellow when I am. So the Force AI pit button, I apparently didn't set the fuel low enough for that to work. I guess I could make it a slider or a field where you choose how low to set the AI's fuel so that like they have to pit more than what I set it to. I set it to really low though. It's like I feel like I set it to like 1/10 of a tank or less. Like I wanted to leave enough that if you click the button at Talladega or something, they'll have enough fuel to finish the lap. But it also had to be low enough that at a short track like this that they would pit under yellow. So it's a tough line because the AI is very finicky about pitting. It's fine. Make your mistakes now. The Crunch Crew. I forgot I put that on the back. Alright, well, we've got fresher tires than our sponsor goal in front of us here, Stanley Smith. And I tried to put us on equal footing, but Trickle just sent it. Wait, how are we ahead of Trickle if he... Oh no, because he just got lapped as well. Literally, Rudd was right behind us, so our battle's only forward at this point. Only just the people for position on my lap that are possible here. Guys behind us don't matter. I think a tire difference is going to make a big difference though, because it was like 12, 14 laps on the tires, I think, or something like that. At the time of yellow, not now. Now it's obviously later, but you know, caution laps don't wear them. Or maybe it does in this game. That'd be kind of funny. That'd be actually really funny if it just does math from like what lap did they pit to now, and then that's their tire grip for AI, which I wouldn't put it past EA to do that. It would not, honestly, I hate to say it, but it would not be the worst way to code some AI tire wear, is to be like, what lap did they pit, what track is it at, you know, have some track settings to reference, and that's basically just change their pace or their grip at that time of the run. I mean, obviously it would make more sense to just count the green flag laps up and lower the grip based on some settings for the track. That'd be almost the same amount of difficulty to code. So, I don't know. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't put it past EA to have done it the way I first said there, where it's just like versus what lap they pit, so caution laps would matter for the AI but not the player, which would be really interesting. There isn't really a super great way to experiment with that. I guess if a yellow comes out right after everybody pits, like if you all pit about the same lap as certain people around you that you know are a little bit faster than you, and then you're faster than them after a yellow when you both just pit, like that might be a tell. Oh, Earnhardt just got the lead. That yellow helped him out. 'Cause it was Rudd. I don't know who was second when the yellow came out, but it was, I think it was still Martin. It was Ricky Rudd, Mark Martin, 1-2, I think. So, at least last I looked, that's what it was. So I'm assuming Earnhardt gained a few spots now. And he got bonus points for leading now, which he didn't have up to this point. So Moroso here in the 20 is our last one for position. My dad, while I'm faster than my dad ahead of me here, it seems like right now. He's a lap ahead, so we're going to stall out at 26th. Which is fine. We got fresh tires. We did not... I was just hoping to catch Stanley Smith before the race was over for that sponsor goal, but now we're actually going to get them all. Curved straightaways are not great for controller itchy faceness. I mean, heck, short tracks in general are not good for that either. And then I scratch my leg instead of my face on the back straightaway. Priorities. I swear, once you just mention the word itch, just suddenly everything does, and you just realize it all at once. No. I feel like I have a fuzz on my nose or something. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I do have a beard on my face, so maybe it's just that. Well, we've had, as much as we had some really bad luck at the beginning of this season, I know that's a while ago now for you guys watching, but as much as we had some bad luck early in the season, we have got some pretty good luck these last two races here. I mean, I know 26th isn't like super crazy good finish, like that's, we've done that in a couple races just naturally this season, but it's definitely like not where we were gonna be. And Darlington was just stupid lucky. The yellow during the pit cycle. I thought I was gonna catch and pass my dad, but he's actually, I've either fallen off a bit and he stabilized, or he picked it up, which is possible. Again, with that variance I have on, you know, he might have just picked up the pace and been like, I don't want to get passed by my son who's a lap down, or 2 laps down to my one. But traffic got you, Dad. Oh, Dorsey Schrader in the road. It's funny that Meacham made the race to 05, because I think, if I remember right, Richmond is where he raced in real life. Like, the 1 or 2 races that he ran, one of them was Richmond. I thought that was the checker there, but it was because the white came out for the leader, who was not far behind us. Can't win them all. We haven't won any of them. Oh, I don't have the 3rd behind my name, so that actually looks the other way around, which is not the case.
Those guys who ran in the top 5 were pretty dominant all race long.
The 7 car never even got a scratch in this race.
You know, these Nascar Winston Cup race teams absolutely love drivers who take care of their cars. Makes their jobs a whole lot easier when they aren't having to spend extra hours in the body shop each week.
The 7 car now has one less friend in the garage area.
You don't make it into Winston Cup racing without being competitive.
I have one less friend. What are you talking about?
Out of hand. Should be fun to see what happens next.
Well, it was a great night of racing, and until the next time, this is MRN Radio and EA Sports. Good night.
I feel like every week they've been saying I have rivals, and then they bring this screen up and you're like, nah, nobody's really mad, so what are you talking about? Alright, so Earnhardt took the lead thanks to a late yellow. He had a bad starting spot, so that was probably part of the reason it took him a while to get up there. Also, I gained a bunch of spots because of the late yellow. But yeah, Martin led early. Rudd took the lead from him partway through the race, and then Earnhardt took it late. Davey Allison 4th. Darrell Waltrip with the top 5. That's good to see. I know DW wasn't super great 91 onward, you know, because he went to his own stuff there. Tim Richmond 6th, Bill Elliott 7th, Harry Gant 8th, Ernie Irvin 9th, and Sterling Marlin round out the top 10. 13 cars on the lead lap at the finish of the race. Not like super weird for Richmond. Bodine, who spun, he was lead lap. He spun, brought that last yellow out. Ends up 15th after spinning. That's not bad. Neil Bonnet, top 20. Let's see. My dad ends up 25th, as we know, from a really good starting spot. And I end up 26th. And on my own lap, because of where the leader was when that yellow came out earlier and then where the leader was right at the finish, that combination of things just put me on my own freaking lap, which makes it sound like I was just cruising to this position, but I mean, it kind of was then with the fresher tires. And our DNFs were, I didn't realize Hillenberg dropped out then. But yeah, Mark Stahl blew up, and then I guess Hillenberg did later. That's it. Okay, well, we don't have to do that. Alright, Dover is next. Let's see what we've got. So Martin's still leading the points. Earnhardt closed the gap there a little bit with the win. I mean, Martin had most laps led, so he only probably gained 5 on him. Earnhardt did, or 10, I guess. Would it be 10 or 5? No, he's 2 spots up, but it was 5 less bonus points, so it should have just gained 5. Harry Gant in 3rd, Tim Richmond 4th, and Davey Allison back there in 5th, still in striking range, but good chunk back. And quite a few people to get there. Like, if you're 2nd and you're 130 back, it just takes 1 bad race for the points leader. But if you're 5th and you're 1 race back, it takes a lot of things to happen. All right, so our associate has expired. The Mac Tools. Oh, they actually do not want to renew. Wait, was it Mac Tools? Yeah, it was Mac Tools. So Nestle wants us to just keep beating up on Stanley Smith. General Electric, see, this is what I mean. I don't quite have the drivers mapped perfectly for this to be the proper goal. General Electric wants us to do the impossible task of finishing ahead of Bill Elliott, so we're definitely not taking that one. I don't, well, you know what? We might be 30th in earnings. How did our Daytona 500 go? Because that's the big money race. So if I go, earnings are here actually. So if I go earnings and then I go, no, we're not 30th. We're 34th, to be precise. That's how you check that, by the way. Go to your money, sort by money, go over to position, sort by position. What position does it say? That's the easiest way to do that. Although we're not far behind 30. Wait, 32nd, 31st, 30th. So this would be it. Okay, we're a good chunk back. So I guess I guess Daytona wasn't good. That's right, because we had the problem in the shootout or the duel on the last lap. I forgot about that. So I guess we'll keep it Stanley Smith, but it's going to switch to Crunch Bar, so we'll have to get that Mac Tools logo off for next stream. But everybody else is still on board for quite a while. What do we got money wise now? 978. That's enough that we could do this, but we're not enough where we have some cushion for this sort of work in here. So we need to do an engine one. These two are worn down pretty darn heavily. That's a durability upgrade. That might be worth doing. That one's not. So I think we overhaul this just to get the durability up. How long do we want to do this? So this one's good for a while. Yeah, they're both high durability. These two, we could probably get 4 races out of that pretty easily. So we'll just do 4 for this overhaul. All right, let's save state, and we'll cycle around to here. All right, so Dover. Wear and grip are huge at Dover. Power's power's not super important. I think Dover's more a momentum track. Should we just use the old crotchety one? I think I will. And we do not need drafting, so we'll go with this, the downforce one. Let me select the track. The first Dover, and speed this up. Oh, shut the pylon off. I always forget to do that. Alright, I don't remember if I have Dover set to the right difficulty or not. Because some of the stuff I lost, my settings from early season for. Richmond was one of them, so Dover probably will be another one. So my early season adjustments for track-specific difficulty were lost when I did some updates and file overwriting by accident. I feel very grippy out here, actually. Like, more than I'm expecting. Especially center out. Yeah, there's way more grip than... Oh, I say as I push out of 4 a little bit. That's pretty good. 21st. I don't think we're going to stay there, but it buys us some ground.
Welcome to the Monster Mile for one of the toughest races of the season. This is Joe Moore along with Barney Hall, set to bring you all the action here on MRN, the voice of NASCAR. Now, Barney, this is one of the tougher tracks that we come to. Why is that?
This place has got high bank concrete corners that can be
my
really
paint
tricky
scheme
for
changed.
some
Oh,
drivers.
frick.
You've got to always be thinking ahead in this race and planning your
about that.
pass as well. Otherwise, you may quickly find yourself in the wall.
The 7 car is getting aggressive on the track with some other drivers.
Every driver in Winston Cup has had a bit of trouble on the racetrack at one time or another. As long as they keep their composure, everything should work out okay.
Dale Jarrett just couldn't get up to speed in qualifying this week.
You're right, it's going to be tough for him. You get so used to starting up front, and then you have an off week and you have to start towards the back. Then when race day comes, you feel like you passed 1,000 cars at the end. And worse yet, sometimes you never make it to the front.
Okay, let me fix my car real quick. I'll swap my thing so you can see my screen. So we have the dump textures. I will sort by date, which should show my car because I did dump it there. Yeah, this one. All right. So, oops. So that name there, that name with that on the end, and that name with that on the end should be good for that. My pit sign shouldn't change because it wasn't the primary sponsor that changed. So now we just cycle the textures, and we should be good to go.
At Union Pacific 8518 Productions. Said, hey AJ, last hour I played Roblox and right now I'm testing my first 2000 NASCAR Ford in the game.
Radio check. Check
That's
back.
cool, dude.
Looks good.
Hope you had fun.
Sounds okay.
Alright, so paint scheme should be good. Yes.
Call. Give Alan the lead.
Dave Marcus qualified up here with us. My dad qualified 9th or 11th, I can't tell from here. I think 9th. So that was good too. Kyle Petty behind us. Kyle was really good at Dover until he got hurt here. I remember this was one of his main tracks. I mean, honestly, Kyle was a way better driver than he seemed at. Okay, let's just throw that out the window. He just stuffed Hamilton in the wall there into turn 1. I was trying to give you compliments, Kyle, but now I don't know. Now, I was gonna say Kyle was one of those drivers where a lot of people don't realize it, but he was really good until he got hurt, and then he just kind of lost his stuff. Never quite got it back. It also didn't help that, like, I think his equipment was getting worse as his career went on, for the most part. Like he was never. I mean, other than when Sabco was really good in the early '90s. I don't think Kyle was ever otherwise in really good equipment. So, I mean, I don't know. I think he's, in a lot of ways, underrated. But at the same time, any driver that's won multiple races... Oh, who blew up already? Wait, is that Tim Richmond? Oh my god, it is. Well, I jinxed it earlier by thinking that was him blowing up at Richmond when it was Mark Stahl or whatever race that was. And now it happened.
Pacific 8518 Productions said I'm only duking the cars and test them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So Tim Richmond was top 5 in points. He's not going to be top 5 in points anymore. Or maybe he'll... Actually, he should still be 5th. Because there was a pretty big gap to 6th, though I haven't checked it in a while, so maybe it wasn't as bad, but I forget who was 6th in points. But yeah, Tim Richmond blowing up is freaking huge, and so early in the race too. Like if they blow up in the last like 3-4 laps, they have a shot of not ending up, you know, way in the back, but based on lap cars. But no, this early in the race, that's bad. Quite some battling going on around us here. Quite a lot of, is what I was trying to say.
Still need to pick up about 8 seconds off the leader. No one inside.
Jimmy Spencer in front of us. We got Labonte going low behind us. I was gonna say, I think Labonte's faster than us. I think I'm faster than Jimmy and probably Derek Cope up here. We're going to get Terry back maybe. Not if I push out of 2 like that. Back and forth battles though. I always like this track. I don't think it's quite as good on certain games as it should be, but I still enjoy this track regardless. I think even when iRacing had the track, dynamic track stuff so extreme that you could race all over the place, I still don't think Dover ever got quite as wide as it did during a few years stint. Oh god, we just got stuffed. And, you know what, Rick? I don't know why you're mad at me, because I don't know why Rick Wilson's mad at me, because Rick Mass is the one that stuffed me there. I mean, he wasn't the one that started the stuffing, but he finished it. Hot dang, we got drop kicked out of that pack. Big time. I'm trying to focus up to do some laps and run them back down a bit. I was trying to say though, I don't remember what time frame it was exactly, but Dover got to be a really wide groove track as the runs went on during, I want to say, the late O's, early 10s. That it got to be that sort of racing, but I don't know. I don't remember. And the other part I'm worried about is that Rick Wilson's catching us and he's pissed off at us now. If he gets here, I'll try to just let him go quickly. They seem to be a very similar pace. Oh, my left rear is red.
Car is now in the lead.
Oh, Harry Gant just took the lead off of, I guess that was Martin was leading. Ah. Oh boy. Yeah, having a rival behind you who's going to hit you with a left rear that's red is very bad news in this game. A very quick recipe to a DNF, which I would really hate because it does still mess up the finishing order in this, with the modded stuff. So that's going to mess with the way the points are playing out. Okay, we got a gap on there pretty quick after I just said that. I don't know what happened to him there, but I made the mistake. Maybe he made one after and I didn't notice. I still, for the sponsor goal, need to get back to the top 30 here. Oh, I didn't re-roll the paints between races. Oh well. I at least remember to do it for all the other races so far. There's not too many cars that have a bunch of alt paints this particular year. Some of them that do, they're more subtle changes. I think Bobby Hillin and Rob Moroso have the most variance of anybody in the field. And Wally Dallenbach, but Wally's not often part of the field, being part-time. He has a lot of paints. By the way, if you guys haven't checked it out, I do have, for the 90 and 91 packs, I have a paint gallery on the website. And I did a little bit of PHP coding to get that to look a little nicer and work a little smoothly. But if you haven't checked it out, please do. I think it's pretty neat how it worked out. Although, did I only put the primaries on there? Or did I put the alternate? I don't remember now. I know originally I did the alt paints, at least for the 90 season, but then when I added the PHP code and made it fancier, I think it's only the primaries now. So that actually won't show you more paints, it just shows you the roster. I mean, I could always update that, but yeah. Or wait, I said PHP code. JavaScript is the term I was looking for, not PHP. I've done PHP code before, that was a long time ago. Again, still got the lead. He's almost up to us here in the lap traffic. The car's still gripping pretty good, despite that. Gripping and ripping. Oh, I had to say Harry's still leading because now, well, there's all the top three are battling each other through lap traffic right now. In my mirror. If you're watching on a computer monitor, you can see that battle going on. If you're watching on a phone, good luck. Catching up to Bill Schmidt here. Decides to run the low line. He might bottleneck the lead battle, although they're all stuck behind Derek Cope right now. Derek's just kind of running in the middle lane, and they're side by side behind him. And Randy Baker up here ahead of us. Chad Little catching us. Is he for position? Yeah, I guess so. Where was Chad this whole time if we had some issues earlier? Oops, I clipped him. It's Buddy Baker's brother, I believe. That's a weird sentence to say. Rudd and Harry. Look at them swapping that lead. They're just bottlenecked. Although I think... Nope, they're still behind Cope. Although now they're catching Schmidt. Oh my god. The whole top group is just right on top of each other. Ah. Somebody had an issue attitude there last lap. Oh, this is going to be a two-stopper. I didn't realize that. Shoot. Nobody started pitting yet. That has me worried. Oh, wait, no. That's right. The first stop, if there's multiple stops, everything except the final stop, the AI will do, like, basically run it out. And then their last pit stop is the one they split. So, like, 100%, 50% race length is probably way more interesting with when... Not way more interesting, but less funky with when they pit. Thanks for hitting me into turn 1 for no reason, Chad. Cripes. The bullseye's on you. I thought it was on me. And then here comes the Tide car with a bullseye on the back of it, practically. There's Rudd, Gant, Allison. Mark Martin's right here behind us. Ernie Irvin's right behind him. Whole top 5 got all bunched back up behind Cope there, and then they all got by him. I guess when Cope got by Schmidt, they cleared out. Alright, I got a pit, by the way. I literally cannot go any further. Although the AI is still going, so again, concerned a bit. It was a little bit of a slow entry, but not too bad. Dover is a tough pit entry to do, so I'm not sweating it. And we'll get that left rear fixed a little bit so that it's not in the red.
The crew jumps over the wall and begins to service this machine. This is their opportunity to shine. They can't make any mistakes here. It'll be a routine 4-tire change. They'll also put in 2 cans of gas, 4 tires of gas on this stop. And that's good stop.
Well, we definitely lost ground in pit road because we came in the pits with no cars around us. Nobody in front of us pit. I guess some people behind us did, but the 3 of them exited ahead of us that were behind us. So we were 31st or 2nd when we pit. I think we were 32nd because Chad Little got by us. So we'll see. I guess actually Chad Little will be a good gauge when he pits. So we weren't that far behind him. So we'll see if we're still 32nd, first of all. Second of all, we'll see where Chad Little is versus us, knowing that he stayed out longer. And so we should be, if things cycled normally and we had the same pit stop time, we should be actually ahead of him, but by a lot, not by a little. It's a short wind speed. Who knows? We'll find out. There's Derek Cope. We passed him a while back. And he held up the leaders forever. For the record, I did not opt to change the AI speed on the first pit stop because I think if we didn't get stuffed in the wall, we'd be top 30, and that's pretty much 30th is where we should be running with our equipment, somewhere around there. So I think the difficulty is pretty good for Dover at the moment. Just our race didn't play out that way. Yeah, see, here comes Chad Little, like 5 laps later, and he's going to exit the pits further ahead of us than when we entered the pits, I believe. So, yeah, we definitely lost a chunk of time in the pits. We're still 32nd, so we're positionally where we were, but definitely physically worse off as far as the gap. We definitely lost time. Well, we are gaining at the current moment. Until it's clear of the lapper, probably, yeah. Who is this right here? I actually don't recognize that one. It's a blank looking car. Oh, that's H.B. Bailey. It's a very unique looking car from the front end, but from the back it is very bland, very blank. Granted, I don't think I could find any good shots of the back of the car either, so that might not be super accurate. I think I found one shot that had the back of the car, of his car somewhere, and I'm like, there was nothing on it, so that's what I went with. But from the front, that split hood is, other than the Heinz ketchup car from the year before, the split hood's pretty unique. Mike Chase making a rare appearance here in the 14 car. Excuse me, Mike. See you later. See if I can catch back up to Chad here. I seem to be similar pace to him, maybe a little quicker at the moment. But he did pit later, so the longer run, I anticipate he should probably pick it up versus us, or I'll fall off more than him. But at the moment, we're gonna get him, I think. Joe Roman gonna get by us here. Is that's not for position, is it? No, it's not. Okay. Doored a little bit going into one. Who's our target ahead of us? Bobby Hillen Jr. is our next spot, which I've not seen him since way back when we first got stuffed into the wall. Not use my brakes into one that time. I should have. I mean, you can just barrel it off in here, like, you know, I mean, get off the gas and coast it and get around this track for the most part, but it's not the fast way to do it. So we're one spot out of our sponsor goal. One more pit stop to do as well, which really sucks because we lost quite a bit of ground. There's a big pack up there, though. We might gain ground thanks to that. Purple line behind us. Our 1990 Daytona 500 champion. I always thought that was weird when they call a race winner a champion. Oh, pit window's open. I just spoke about it. Some of the AI short pitting, I forgot the offset. I literally was talking about it last pit stop and forgot about it already. Ooh, road course ringer Irv Orr making an oval appearance here. In that very unique paint. Light blue and a bit of a silver, although silver's hard to do on a game like this. Basically limited matte paint colors when you're trying to do shiny paint color. I forget what the other word is. I don't know, metallic paint colors. I'm pretty sure his was a metallic. Actually, no, maybe his was a bit gray, but it seemed, I don't know, it could have been metallic silver. It's hard to tell on the pictures and footage I saw that car in because there weren't too many photos of it around. Or, I don't think maybe there might not have been any photos of it in color. So, I don't know. I think, okay, maybe, I was going to say, I don't see Bobby Hillin yet, but actually I think he's at the back of that big pack that's up there. Excuse me, Schmidt. Yeah, that's him. So he's in sight again, however, we've got a ways to go to get to him, but that's, unless somebody else who's running, you know, half decent, blows up, that's where we got to get. Everyone's going to get biased. Neil Bonnet is trying to go to the outside of Lake Speed for some reason. Neil's trying to rimrod Dover. Look at it, man, he's running way up there. Here, block me down here, Neil. There you go. And then get by Lake. No, don't check up for him. Ah, you checked up for him. That was your chance, Neil. That's a race leader behind us. Oh, and second. Uh-oh. I don't want to be in the road. Alright, we're going to go high. Let them two by. I don't want to be the direct reason for a lead change between some points contenders. Dude, it'd be so cool if Harry Gant won the championship, but I don't know if that's going to happen after the bad couple races he had. Well, not bad races. He just had like a 9th and a 7th or something when the other guys are top 5 in it, top 3 in it. But at the moment, Harry's kicking ass and trying to take Rudd's name. Oh, I thought Bill Elliott was lead lap. Bill Elliott's lap? Oh, he probably pit. That's right. There's a pit cycle. Ooh, so is that the battle for the lead? I don't think the mod tool would have said about a lead change, and it didn't. So I guess Harry's battle's still for the lead. All right, I could pit there, but I stayed out a little longer on the first run, so we'll stay out a little bit here. Try to make this more of an even split. Like, we went long the first time, we'll go a little bit even on the second time, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Ah, plowed it. Big time. Oh, we are also lapped. Maybe I should just pit. Ah, great. I forgot how beat up our car is. Maybe that's part of the reason we were struggling to run the pace we should be running. Woo. Alright, well, I was really slow at the pit line, but I drifted in. I didn't realize the grass. I just noticed the grass next to the wall there. It actually goes on pit road side of the wall coming into the pits at Dover here, and I never noticed that before. It's a little mistake there by the track makers, I guess. I would love, oh my god, it'll never happen, but I would so love to see their, like, track editing programs, their AI line editing stuff, and all those sort of tools that they had in-house to make this game. And all the NASCAR games, like, man, I'd be so much fun to just see and mess with. Oh god, man! I didn't think it was on the, I mean, maybe, hold on, sorry, I'm really itchy. Maybe I was on the track, but I didn't think I was. I know I was about to come up. Man, he was super, did he just blow up going into the pits? Was that Earnhardt or was that Mast? I think it was Mast. But if that was Earnhardt, that's big. I don't think it was, though. No, he didn't drop down the ranks. Ah! Yeah, I think that was Rick Mast. Just blew up into the pits. Though that should give us a top 30 if we run the way we're running. Because I'm pretty sure Mast was ahead of us. Also, I'm in the way of the lead battle again. I literally partially caused that lead change. I tried to get out of the way once I realized I was in the way. Alright, H.B. Bailey holding up Bernie Irvin and Ruttman there.
That's another empty pair. Well, Rams.
Oh! Ernie just got out of shape into turn 1 in my mirror and smacked the wall. Hung on to it though.
Nice pass. All clear, Rams.
Alright, see Chad Little up ahead. We gotta get him again. Assuming he pit already. He might not have, so I don't know. Yeah, he did. He's for position. So is Musgrave up there, though. I have no idea if we were running ahead of Musgrave before or not. But either way, I know we were ahead of Little, so... And he should be on older stuff than us, so we should actually be able to catch him, because he short hit that last time. Alright, Ernie Irvin caught back up after getting by HB there. Let him go, whoops, into 3. So we drift into it.
You're clear.
He immediately checks up for Irvor. Well, sorry, Ernie.
No one outside.
Just let him go again another time, I guess.
That's one more down. Well, both sides.
Musgrave, Marcus. Musgrave for position, Marcus not.
Okay, we're clear.
I don't think. Nope. Oh, Irvor was for position that time, because I don't think he pit yet. Alright, so if Mast was running ahead of us, which I think he was, then getting Chad Little is our goal. Or should meet our primary sponsor goal, just barely. Stanley Smith is ahead of us, but I don't think he's done his final pit stop yet, because I'm pretty darn sure he was behind us. Probably about 15 laps to go with how many laps down we are. Oh, Chad's in blocking mode now. It's fine with me. He thought I was going high. I went low. Cold trickle. Chad Little's car was actually in that movie a decent amount as far as the non-movie drivers go. Okay, so Stanley Smith has made his final stop. We should get one more spot here during the pit cycle. I think Marcus is it. Yes, so we're 30th now. Because the mast blowing up, we're 30th. So we are at our sponsor goal, thanks to 2 engine failures. Otherwise, we'd have been 32nd. Still crazy. Oh, wrecking turn 1. Irvor, no! That was not the mod tool. That style of spin is just the game's chance, event chance. I'm pretty sure. which doesn't happen in Legend difficulty much. All right, we're not pitting, even though it would give us a big speed boost, because the AI is not going to pit, and it's this late in the race. Although Moroso pit. Maybe he hadn't yet, because they were just finishing the pit cycle. Oh, that did shuffle the front of the field up. Or how are we 31st? How are we 30th when the yellow came out, and we're 31st? Hell, we were 30th for half a lap before the yellow came out. Okay, we gotta pass somebody here. Chad Little's ahead of us. For position? No. Maybe? I can't tell.
Still beside you. Be patient.
I don't know what happened with the line. Well, Petty's for position, so I'll just... Uh-oh. For debris? No, I do not need this to have more yellows. Oh, wait. I gave him the bumper. I gotta beat him in the line. I think I beat him in the line. Chad Little is for position. Oh, that was the mod tool wreck. Oh, look out. Ooh, Lake Speed's out. he parked it in front of the guy who collected Schmidt there. There's the live points update. Tim Richmond 5th. So way down. Alright, Chad shouldn't have been ahead of us, so if they get a bad start like this, I'm going. Although it's not going to matter. We're going to bounce out by turn 1. Maybe not. He should not... I mean, it's kind of funny, though, because, like, in the early 90s, there was plenty of scoring mistakes. A couple of really famous ones. But... yeah, that was pretty big. Chad was behind us in 31st. We had a yellow. We didn't pit. They didn't pit. And he was like 26th or 7th there, it looked like. So he just gave Chad Little a bunch of positions. BB Pie Dad. That was pretty much what I said out of Fort. Weren't we ahead of Musgrave as well? We were. What happened to the running order? I'm going to have to look back at the video and see, like, look at the pylon before the... when I took the yellow versus after the restart. I know people on pit road should have been shuffled, but... that was weird. Ooh, look at that top 5.
This is the kind of finish the fans love to see.
You know, you've seen
Yeah, it's
a
like
great
it's a
race
late
when you
yellow.
get to the last lap and you still have no
There's
idea
when
who's
Petty
gonna
put
win.
The 7th
Hamilton in the
car
wall.
now has one less friend in the garage area.
I'm not sure how all this got started, but now that they have a little history on the track, it'll be something to watch in the weeks ahead.
This has been NASCAR.
Here's when I get
Winston
stuffed in the
Racing,
wall.
brought to you by
Oh,
EA
right into the
Sports
camera.
And MRN. So long. We'll see you next week at the Martinsville Speedway.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I came up on the track, but it was also very late turn 2, which is where you start to do that. And this was at the finish. That was for position, though. Ooh, we doored, too. I didn't realize. I didn't feel it. So I actually want to see... oh, can we... yeah, okay. Watch this turn 1. Petty just... right when I was talking about how good he actually was as a driver. Not this clip, next clip. Yeah, so I got Musgrave's right rear because I was up top 3 wide and didn't know it. And then, I mean, Mass didn't really do anything wrong. It was just 3 wide to 3 wide. And then, bam! Wilson did not miss me at all there. Oh boy. Alright, ooh, we got a happiness bonus on our second sponsor because we've been kicking Stanley Smith's butt apparently. Alright, so Harry Gant, your race winner, led a lot of laps. Him and Rudd battled back and forth for like the whole race pretty much, other than late yellows there. Darrell Waltrip sneaks up into second. Sterling Marlin with a nice solid third. Davey Allison fourth. Ricky Rudd, Earnhardt, Ernie Irvin, Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, and Bill Elliott round out the top 10. So the points, Harry Gant's going to make a resurgence here in the points a little bit. Any notables up here? Strickle in the top 15. There's Bonnet in 18th. Excuse me. Yeah, we got all shuffled around. My dad ended up 26th. I got 28th. I was not far behind him. I mean, I hit him on the last lap a little bit going into one. And as mentioned, so Tim Richmond blew up really early in the race. Rick Mast blew up later in the race. Lake Speed then wrecked out right at the end. So there's our 3 DNFs, and that's really going to change the points complex. Well, at least just for Tim Richmond up front. So let me do a couple save states. So Mark Martin's our points leader still with only 19 points on Dale Earnhardt and only 23 points on Harry Gant. Three-way battle still going on. Pretty crazy. Davey Allison is fourth, still in range. Closed the gap a little bit on Martin. And Tim Richmond, after a DNF, is now literally like the amount of points you get for first in a race, which is not how many you can gain on somebody. I think his last is like 34, I think is the minimum points. So 185 minus 34 is how many you can actually gain in a race, I think. So yeah, he's out of single race range
At Nico
at this
Darius
point.
Said I'm back to just chill.
You're just in time. I'm gonna end the stream soon. You're just in time. I'm not making it a super long one. One more race would make this go past 10, and I don't like to go past 10 with everything going on with the kitten and the dog and stuff. They're being butts lately, so got to get them to get along, and then I'll be able to do longer streams again. But yeah, so Tim Richmond blowing up really changed the points complexion, but we're super close. I like that this is a three-way battle. Harry Gant has a shot at getting a championship. We're going to check the... Okay, so Darlington, move of the race was Rusty Wallace. At Richmond was Harry Gant. And at Dover was Michael Waltrip, which I like to check. Rookie of the Year, Bobby Hamilton, still only barely over Musgrave. That's a really close battle, too. 22 points apart. Yep, okay, so let's set up our garage stuff so we're good for next stream. I don't think there's anything new with the sponsor stuff other than what I have to change. I have to get rid of the Mac Tools logo on the car and throw maybe an extra crunch one there or a Nestle one or something. Overhauling. I could sell one and build one, but I'm actually not going to because we're right at the money cutoff where I'd like to... I might be able to do... Yeah, we are about to finish building one though. So we're just at the money cutoff where I can do the templates now. I think 100 and what would that be? 150,000 left over. Should be plenty. So we're gonna gain some downforce in 6 races, or at least gain the stat for it, and then you have to build or upgrade the parts. So, but yeah, we're at 153 for our bank. Which I think is safe enough. Granted, we're going to Martinsville, so maybe this wasn't the best time to commit to that, but I already did it, and we're going to save state it just to make that solid, so it is what it is. So we have Martinsville. Next stream will be Martinsville, New Hampshire, which is in place of North Wilkesboro, because there isn't really a track like it. New Hampshire kind of took its spot in the schedule anyway. And then Charlotte. And maybe if we'll do at least those 3, and then maybe we'll get to Rockingham. Granted, actually, you know what? Next stream, I'm going to intentionally only do 3 races because doing 3 here and then ending the season with Rockingham, Phoenix, and Atlanta would make sense. And if I have time and feel like it, maybe we'll do some chaos mode stuff with the 91 pack and have a little extra fun. But that's going to do it for the stream tonight, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in that did. And anybody who's watching it back after the fact, appreciate you guys as well. And we'll catch you. I'm not going to make any promises when I'm streaming with the holidays coming up and stuff. I know next Saturday, probably not, actually, because we're hosting a game day with some friends and family. So, I don't know. Yeah, I might even do an on Saturday for, although I like to keep the Thunder stuff on the same night. You know what? Honestly, we got NASCAR 25 stuff. If I do other streams, I'll do NASCAR 25. As far as when we come back to this next Saturday that I decide to stream, I guess. So, who knows? Stay tuned. Subscribe, all that stuff, and then you'll know.